Hello everyone, this is Hoda Ganchi, and in this video we're going to talk about V-Ray for Revit. So we have already worked on this project. Everything here, including this coffee table, lighting, the sofa, they are all families that we created, as well as the timber-based curtain wall system. If you are interested, you can follow the other playlist, the advanced families. Now, about V-Ray for Revit, first I need to enable it, of course. So here you see that it's able to read my cameras. So these are my cameras. I want to say go with interior view unit A, which is this camera. Next, maybe for lighting, I can go to light gen to generate some lighting. Continue. I'm going to say this is an interior view. Maybe I'll create a 4 by 4, so 16 variants of different 4 by 4, excuse me. So I'm going to have 16 different variations of sun location. So I'll go with generate 16. It's going to take a minute, but the good thing is that you can compare which settings looks better in your project. So it's going to go with different time of the day, including sunset, sunrise, noon, and so on. So within these views, maybe this one is not too bad. So I'm going to click on this. It's selected. I'm going to close this, and it applied that sun setting to this view. So that was the lighting. For now, I'll go with artificial lights off. Let's say it's a daytime render, no specific spotlight or anything. And for the V-Ray sun, I'll go with V-Ray sun, and I'm going to ask it for the background to read Revit background, which if I go to my render dialog in Revit, if I go to image, I have already assigned the background to the image. So when you go with V-Ray sun, V-Ray sun is going to read that image, and I have increased the brightness to 10, so it's going to be relatively bright. Another feature is under settings, under channels. I would suggest that check the box for this light mix. It helps a lot. I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to go to my show height frame buffer, and I'm going to grab this and move it out. So now you see that my source light mix, they show here if I click here. Why? Because under settings, I check the box for lighting mix. So if I go here to my show height frame buffer, and if I hit render, this is render, it's going to start rendering, and the good thing is we have different control on each of the lighting. For instance, I want to say that LED is too much, which is this self-illumination. I want to say change its intensity to 0.2 or even 0.1. So it's going to start looking better. I can also increase the environment from 1 value to maybe 2. So it's double as bright as before, or even maybe 3. And I can change the intensity of the sun here, which I can go with, let's say 2. Okay, and now you see that it didn't read some of my decals. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't. So I have to go and create a material instead of a decal for it. So it's starting to get better. I'll go here. I'm gonna remove this decal, or maybe I can just hide this in view. Behind it, I have a frame. I'll go to edit type, and to the panel material of that framing, I'm going to assign a material. So this painting frame that you see is actually a face-based material that we created in a different playlist called Advanced Families in Revit. So I'll select the painting frame, edit type, to the material of the panel. I'll go here, and I'm going to assign my artwork here. So I'll create a new material. I'll rename it as artwork. Then I want to go to the appearance tab and assign that image here. So I'll go to image. So this is the artwork. I'll hit OK for now and OK, but it's not the right size, right? So I'll go to one of my sections, and I'm going to check the size of that frame. So Inside here is 0.867 by 1.5. Okay, I might slightly round it up to maybe the height being 0.9 and the width being 1.45. Okay, back to this view, I'm going to go with Manage Materials. I'm going to click here where it says Sample Size. I'm going to unlock it. So the height of it was about 0.9 and the sample size here was 1.4 or 1.46 meters actually. That looks better. I'll hit done, I'll hit apply, and it's starting to get better. The rest of it I need to use the offset to fix it exactly there. For instance, I want to say move this minus 0.3 meters. I'll hit apply. It seems it's starting to get better, and I say move it down by minus 0.3 meters as well. I'll hit apply. And we'll see how it works here. It just needs to move down a little bit more, so minus 0.4 maybe. Hit apply. So I'll go with minus 0.5, and it needs to move more to the left, so I'll go with minus 0.8 here. Done and apply. We need to play around with it. It's starting to get better. This is the actual photo. This is from Calishare Art. I just need to move it, I believe, a little bit to the right now, so I'll go back to material. I'll go to the image. If I want to move this right, maybe I'll go to minus 0.7 and I change this to minus 0.45. I'll hit done and apply, see how it works. Now it's actually okay, so it's now good. Now I need to do the same thing for that rug material. I got rid of the rug. Maybe I'll also open my level 1. I'll have the two views side by side. Around here is where we have the rug. I'm gonna go with maybe architecture, component, model in place, and it's gonna be a furniture type. Hit OK. I'm gonna name it rug number 1. Okay. I'm gonna pick a plane. In this view, I'm gonna pick the top of this floor, and I want to go with extrusion. Maybe I can draw an extrusion here. And the rug that I'm looking for is this one. So its ratio is 669 by 539. So it's about 1.24. So if I go with 3 meters for the width of it times this number, it's going to be 3 by 3.7. So I'll go here. I'm going to draw a rectangle for my extrusion. And on one end, I want it to be 3 meters. On the other end, I want it to be 3.7, so it matches with the ratio of that rug. And of course, I just want to go with maybe 0.0011 millimeter thickness is enough. I'll hit apply. And to its material, I'll go here to assign a new material. I'm going to rename it as rug. On the appearance, I'll select the rug. For the graphics, I'll check the box for use render appearance. Then I'll go to the material, and to the sample size, I'm going to assign the same values, which is 3 meters and 3.7. Hit done. I'll hit OK. Finish model. Okay, now we just need to adjust it, and I can also move it a little bit further here. If I go back to this view, I'll go with TW. I'm going to go with Manage Material. And I just need to play with this offset, so it's going to be okay. Now I believe I might need to rotate this by 90 degrees. Now it looks better actually. Its rotation was wrong. So in the view here is slightly different, so I need to adjust this again. So it's going to be actually good in the render here. So I'm going to try 1 meter here. Okay. And one other thing I can do, I can get a region render. So it's only going to give me the render for here. So I just check the material of the rug. I need to move this a little bit further. I'm going to try 0.75. And I'm going to try this part of the render again. It's getting very close on this end. So I'll go with material again. Probably it's only like zero 0.4 or something. And on the other side, I should start by some value here. So now it seems good here. Actually, the setting in the render looks slightly different than the setting over there. So when I'm setting the material offset for the rug, I actually need to set it based on this location. You also got familiar with the region render. I can remove it. I can render again to see how the whole thing looks like. And it seems that it's a little bit still dark, so I want to increase my values a little bit more, like the environment could be 4 or even 5. And my sun here could be maybe 2. I'm going to increase these numbers even more. Maybe I'll double my light here to 10 or to maybe around 8 should be good. Okay, this looks much better. Now I'm going to close this for a second and I'm going to go to V-Ray. There is a nice library under Chaos Cosmos. If I go to my home menu, there are materials, 3D models, and so on. Maybe I'll go to 3D models and I'm going to look for a little bit of some accessories or decoration. Maybe I'll put some cushions or I'll put some books or something. So let's search for cushions. So I'm going to look for cushions only. It seems we have a few. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to download it first, and then I'm going to load it into the project. So when it's loaded into the project, I can close this window, go to my level 1. I'm going to put my two views side by side. And if I go to architecture component, you see that it's going to include this cushion like any other families in my components here. So maybe I can put it around here. I might need to move it a little bit. Oh, or actually it's good. It's kind of sensitive to surface, so it knows where to go. I might just need to rotate it by a little bit here. That looks good. I can use arrow keys. I'm gonna mirror it, use copy to have it on the other end as well. So let's go back to one view, TW. I'm gonna go to V-Ray, show height frame buffer, and maybe I can just get a region to see how the cushions look like. So it's not too bad. And I might just look for something for the top of this table. I'm gonna go with V-Ray Chaos Cosmos again, and I'll go back to my decorations. Maybe I'll look for some books. I can search the assets for some books. These are all nice. How about I just go with this first one, load it into the project, and I want to place it on the surface. You see that the surface of the coffee table is highlighted, so it knows that we are trying to locate it there. So I'll put it here. I can close this window. In the render, it's going to look much better than in the view. Feel free to look for more decoration items. I'm going to go back to my frame buffer and I'm going to try this again. It looks good. Maybe I can add some plant or something over there, so I'm going to try that too. I'll go with my Chaos Cosmos. And I'm going to look for vegetation, indoor plants. Maybe one of these would look good. Maybe I'll go to my level 1, WT, and I'll bring that object through here. So it's over there. Now I just need to move it to the right place. I might have hidden the plants here, so I might go with unhide in view element or category. It wasn't showing this before. And let me see if I move this a little bit here. I'll go back to V-Ray. I'm gonna check this view again. This is almost good. You can still keep going. I'm working on it. I think it still needs to be slightly lighter. So I'm gonna change this environment from 8 to 9. This is how it's gonna look like. I think it's all good. If you wanna see one by one, this is how the V-Ray sun looks like. This is the environment and the others. And this one turns illumination on and off. When you are happy with the test render, feel free to change your settings to be set to high plus resolution. I might go with 600 and I might change this like maybe to 1500. I keep the ratio, so it's 1600, a bit larger here, and this is set to high. I'm gonna go with show frame and I'm gonna go with render. So I'm gonna let it run. At the end, I'm gonna take a screenshot of how it's gonna look like. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe for more videos.